So I haven't seen any of my kids yet this morning. I say this morning, we've just gone afternoon now. So I've just been to see my dad. That's where I've just come from now. I've just got to drop in at town on the way back at Tesco's and pick some bits and pieces up. So that clip beforehand was from Friday. That was from a delivery, there's 3 deliveries in Hull. And it got me thinking actually, because I decided to edit that while I was on doing some other bits of editing and that, and I edited that. And it sort of got me thinking. It was because obviously I've sped it up and that journey was probably somewhere around, it always takes anywhere between 30 and 40 minutes. 30 minutes is your absolute fastest if you've got no traffic in the way, and even sticking at the speed limits, you can do it in around about 30 minutes. And you think how fast I've just reduced that down to, and in a few seconds you've seen that entire journey, and it just makes you think. Sometimes you think, I wish life could be like that. And then you can spend more time doing things like but then you'd be missing out on part of your life if you did that, wouldn't you? Life is it's a funny thing, is life. Unfortunately, you've got these mundane things that have to be done, but if you wish them away, that's a lot of your life just disappearing down the pan, basically. So it's a strange going on. But yeah, I'm sure I'll have some of my kids. I've had messages on Facebook and stuff like that, so I'll have some of my kids coming along this afternoon probably, and grandkids. So I think I slept funny last night. Got some aches and pains. I've had some blood tests done just over a week ago, and I got the results back, and they were checking me for basically arthritis, because I've been getting a lot of aches and pains basically around the joints and stuff like that, and it's all part of that click in the sternum as well that I get, where you get a sharp pain in the middle of the chest sort of thing, and you give it a press and your sternum clicks, and it's all just wear and tear as we get older, isn't it? But yeah, I've got basically it's not rheumatoid arthritis. They did do a blood test for that as well. Meanwhile, he put me on some anti-inflammatories, and basically when the results came back, it just said that I've been put on the right medicine for it, basically, I suppose. So that's that. Keep taking the pills. That's all it really is, isn't it? Keep taking the pills. So I'm nearly at Tesco's now anyway. I've just got some bits, veg to get and what have you to go with tea. I doubt I'll get anybody to actually cook my tea. That's not going to happen. But it's a pork dinner today anyway. I bought some pork yesterday. Probably a slightly too big a joint. I could get away with maybe a little over half of it, but I'd have nowhere to put the other half, because my freezer's knackered. Went in there the other night. The wife wanted a nice lolly, so I went to get her a nice lolly. Grabbed this nice lolly, and it was all mushy. And I thought, and I just automatically thought, it's one that somebody got out earlier and it was forgotten to be eaten, so it got put back in the freezer just a short time ago. Grabbed another one, the same, and that was when I stepped back and looked down and noticed the lights were out on my freezer. So immediately you check that it's still turned on, which it was. So then I got the screwdriver out, and now it's plugged into an extension lead because it's not. It's a bit broken on there. I don't think it's glass. Yeah, so I got the screwdriver out. Now it's on an extension lead because it's not near enough the socket. So I checked the extension. Well, what I did straight away actually was just move the tumble dryer plug into the end of the extension lead, and the tumble dryer worked. So nothing wrong with the extension lead at all. So then the next step was the fuse in the freezer plug. So I swapped it with the one in the tumble dryer, and the tumble dryer still worked. So you knew it wasn't the fuse, and I'd put a good fuse in there now. Then what I did was I sat with it a bit. I took the cover off down the end where the pump is, turned it on, and you would hear a click, and then an odd sort of silence where it wasn't quite silent, there was something going on, and I think it was the pump trying to start, and then you would hear a click and it would cut out again, which was obviously like the thermal overload. And I put my hand on the motor and it was red hot. Not too hot to touch, but very, very hot. So I would say, I know you have various sensors and stuff like that in them, so probably either there's been a gas leak and it's leaked all its gas out, or the motor's knackered itself. Either way, it's an engineered job with a gas drain and a refill, and then you maybe a replaced motor as well. By the time you finish, you may as well just buy a new freezer. So we immediately got out all the stuff that was still solid, that was meat mainly, and got that shipped around to people who were willing to put it in their freezer for us. Which is what normally happens, isn't it? You know, you ship it off to other people's houses. There's like, I think there was 2 or 3 bags went down the village to a friend's house, and there was I think another one went off to our son's house. But I mean, it's like, you know, potato products you can refreeze, but obviously after so long they turn to mush and just melt into themselves anyway, don't they? So we just moved some bits into the fridge, and you know, basically, you know, I think all that went off in the end was we had some sweet stuff like that went off, you know, like frozen gattos and stuff like that, but they were all just cheap ones that we got from Iceland, you know, when they're like £1 a piece sort of thing. Ice lollies and ice cream, that's all wasted. And the only other thing that got wasted that was relatively cheap stuff was all like fish products, which we didn't have a great deal of that anyway. And we're going for an upright this time, which I'm happier about in so much as getting stuff out of it, because, you know, chest freezers are a bloody nightmare anyway. You know, because you've got to dig, haven't you? Somebody always wants something that's at the bottom of the chest freezer, so you've got to dig like an idiot for it. Anyway, I'm boring you about my freezer problems now anyway, so I'm going to disappear off into Tesco's, and I'll chat with you guys later. The grandson knows me well. Terminator 2, brilliant bit of kit. And the granddaughter got me these. That's one of those telescopic, and it's magnetic on the end as well there, so, you know, with a little lighting so you can see in dark areas. It seems a little bit dodgy, but it's, you know, it does the job. And obviously it'll stick to stuff like that as well. Yeah, she likes getting me tools and what have you. Maybe she just wants me to, I don't know, do some work around her bedroom for her. So yeah, I've had the grandkids here, and the daughters, both daughters have been, and the youngest son's been as well. So I've had cards and gifts and stuff like that. Got stuff all over on here. Dairy milk bar. That was a present, along with some tins of cider, and there's all sorts of bits and pieces there. I've had a box of sweets there in the kitchen actually. So yeah, it looks like that diet's out the window for a bit then, isn't it? So, Fred, what are you doing? Behave. You're not that wet. Weather's turned to crap, hasn't it? It's well, it's not absolutely chucking it down, but it's raining. So I don't know what happened to that. It started out as a nice, cloudy day, sun broke through, and then it's just gone awful. It's just wet, muggy. So yeah, I did the dinner, as some of you already know through Twitter. So yes, I cooked pork dinner with all the Yorkshires and stuff like that. So I'm feeling a bit stuffed at the minute, actually. Not that long since finished it. What time are we at? Oh, 7:20. So yeah, I'm still suffering a bit from overeating, although I ate it all quite easily, actually. I was ready for it, but I'm feeling quite stuffed now. Although the walk to the shop's probably just done that. I've just gone and got the wife an ice lolly. With the freezer being shot. But we've got another one on the way anyway. Just says it'll turn up within the next 5 days, so when it gets here, we're getting an upright. Because, I mean, I've never liked chest freezers anyway, because it's always like, you've always got to go excavating to find what somebody wants. So, and there's only me and the wife, and the youngest, I say youngest son, he's 31. So, usually end up wiping his backside as well, so there's that to do as well. But, yeah, I mean, food-wise, that's all there really is, so, the town's a 3-minute drive away, and, so it's easier just to get an upright freezer rather than another chest. I mean, at the end of the day, chest freezers were made for people in the sticks to put half a cow in, weren't they? Let's face it. Which we have had half a pig in that freezer once. Was it a couple of years back? One Christmas we had half a pig. Which, because what we did was we went and bought a full pig with somebody just before Christmas and split it. Yeah, it was already butchered up for us. Like, she said she didn't want the trotters though. So we ended up with extra trotters. But yeah, it went down well, all that pork. So what else? I'm trying to think what else has been going on. I don't know if some of you will have seen it. I've got another channel now, which is just called For Footage Sake. FFS, yeah. And it's just, there's only 2 videos up there now, but I put like a 4 or 5 minute long bit of video footage last night, in full 4K, of my first proper go with the drone. Just in the, it's literally just about a 2-minute walk over there. So, and I just made sure that I was far enough right away from the houses. There was no sports going on in the field or anything like that, so it was all good, like, all legal. So yeah, it was, and it's come out nice. I won't be going with 4K on regular, I don't think. It's just the render and export time was horrendous. Uploaded reasonably quick, but yeah, render and export were horrendous for my poor little Mac. So from now on I'll probably just set it to 1080. Wait until I eventually upgrade the MacBook, and then think about going back to 4K. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a great little fly, actually, and the controls on them are so intuitive. It just uses the basic sort of layout. Your left is for up and down, basically, and if you move that left and right, that's the rotate. So that's your yaw control, and your right joystick moves it left and right, forwards and backwards. So, you know, it's obviously you've got other controls. You've got the wheel on the back that controls the camera gimbal and stuff like that. Somebody was asking about the batteries on them, and realistically, you're looking at 15 minutes. I mean, DJI pumped up and said, you know, you can get longer flight times now of about 18 minutes. Realistically, that'll be under specific conditions, no wind, indoors, stuff like that. So, but actual flying time, once you've got it all set up and ready to fly, you're looking at about 15 minutes of flight, which isn't a lot when you consider the price of the batteries, and it takes an hour and a half to charge one. But of course, these are a very intelligent battery. You know, there's a lot of electronics in them, and that 15 minutes seems a lot longer when you're flying a drone around, trying to just, you know, and you want to try and get that nice bit of footage. So, you know, yeah, I'll probably get another battery in time. Like, you know, they're 100 and something quid. You know, they're quite dear. The controller takes about 3.5 hours, I think, for a full charge. But it's it'll last. It doesn't really. I'm not really sure how long that'll last yet, but I would say that would easily go. You could probably go through about 4 batteries on that controller and still have a little bit of life in it. So, you know, so that side of things is probably okay. I can't remember what the milliamp hourage on it is on it. It does say on the bottom. But yeah, I'll probably come back on the tech channel with it again sometime, you know, and look at it a bit more in depth and what have you. But absolutely loving it. It's great fun to fly, and obviously you can get some great footage with them. You know, hopefully I'll get it out to Flamborough Cliffs or somewhere like that at some point, around Flamborough Lighthouse or something like that, as a point of interest or something. As long as it's nice weather, I should get some nice footage up there. Or even Benton. No, because it's a bird sanctuary. They might not like you flying around there. I'm not sure, because you get puffins and gannets and all sorts up there. But they'll be nesting and what have you, so they wouldn't let you up there right now with something like that. I think it'd be rather frowned upon, but they're like really tall cliffs. They're about 200 foot or something like that. So, but yeah, it's. I'm just looking forward to getting as much time with it as I possibly can, really, because I do love it. So, but yeah, you know, I'll put little bits in the vlogs, stuff like that when I can, but mainly I'll be putting the footage out on this other channel. I'll leave a link to it. Like I say, it's for footage's sake. I think I've only got about 5 subscribers on it so far, but it's, you know, I've only got two bits of footage on it so far. One was basically some time lapse and a sunset that I was just messing about with the other week. So, but yeah, it's all good fun. So yeah, not a bad Father's Day weekend. It's been okay, really. I've seen my dad, and you know, he just talks to himself, really. But so, but yeah, I'm waffling on now, anyway, guys. So I'm going to get away. I mean, this is running at 9 minutes now, and there's already some footage that goes on in front, so maybe I'll have to reduce it a bit. But anyway, I'm going to get off, guys. So do take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Father's Day, all you dads out there, and what there is left of it, and have a good working week ahead. So cheers, guys. See you.